So welcome to this tutorial. On my left hand side we have the assets we're going to use, and I'm going to bring in my default text. Now this default text, we're going to use it to bring our background. On my right hand side, you see what we are looking at. That's what we're going to be creating and putting it there so that I'll be looking at it every step. So I'm going to drag this to increase the length. Then I'm going to delete this, press Windows key plus full stop. So you're going to go down and choose this small black square. So that's what I'm going to choose, this small black square. And then I'm going to drag it, and I'm going to change the color. Remember to look at the color we're looking for. We might not get the exact color of that background, but we're going to get something close. So look at the color I'm choosing. Then after that, I'm going to drag it. I'm going to increase the font size until it fills the screen. So that's going to stay as our background. So once again, look at this. So the first thing I'm going to bring in is my envelope. So this envelope, this beautiful envelope, is what I'm going to bring in. I'm going to extend it to have the same length with the background. So after that, I'm going to reduce the size of the envelope. Reduce the size so that it can look like the size of what I have on my right hand side. Look at that. So I'm going to try to leave it like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is to look at how to form that shadow. If you look at our video, you see the shadow. So what that means is that I'm going to duplicate this file, this envelope. I'm going to duplicate it. So the second part, the down one, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click on adjust at the top. Then I'm going to click on curves at the curve. The first one, I'm going to drag it down. That automatically gives me a black color. So now I'm going to try to arrange this black color. I'm going to try to arrange it so that it goes just showing little outside. So next thing I'm going to do is to go to my left hand side and look at effects, and I'm going to bring in the blur effect onto that second file. Then that gives it a blur that looks like a shadow. So I'm going to bring that shadow somewhere around 51. So that's where I'm going to leave it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in my newspaper. That thing that looks like newspaper headline. That's what I'm going to bring in. Then here we have it, extend it to match the same length. Then if you look at this envelope, look at it's very long. It's very long. So I'm going to cut it into half. I'm going to use the upper part of it. So I locate this crop ratio, click on it, I drag this, and then I cut. So it becomes half. Then I reduce the size so that it looks like something that can enter inside that. Then once again, it's showing at the top of the file. So what I'm going to do next is to try to put the envelope. I'm going to drag this and put it in between the two files so that it appears to be inside. So now you can see that it is now appearing to be on the inside of the envelope. So this is what I'm looking for. So once again, look at what we're looking at here. Look at the piece of that envelope is showing. So what I'm going to do is to try to copy everything and divide this whole thing into two, except the background. I'm dividing it into two so that I can make my effects. So then I'm going to crop the left hand side and press Alt G on my laptop so that it will give me a compound clip binding all of them together. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to try to bring that effect when it is coming in. So to the end, I put a transform keyframe and bring it the picture and bring it. So I'm going to rotate this, rotate it and drop it down and drop it down. Then after some space, I bring it up again and adjust it. This is what I have. It's looking nice, but it still have a flaw. I'm going to use Alt key to bring out this smoothing the keyframe. So click on this, go up, click on that arrow and use cubic ease so that it makes it a little. And I'm going to closing. So I'm going to try to bring that compound clip on my left hand side. I'm going to try to bring it together a little bit so I can now bring this other one. I'm going to copy all of them and drag them together. So now I can now begin to work on that remaining 3 clips. Now basically what I'm going to do is to bring up the headline inside the envelope and then paint it with that red that was used. So I'm going to put keyframe on that envelope. Look at that keyframe, transform keyframe, and then I'm going to drag it until I come to some point. I bring it out. So this is what I have. Bring it out. So look at it again. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to smoothen the keyframe. I'm going to try to smoothen the keyframe by clicking Alt K. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. Once again, look at what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to look at that and then Alt K and then try to smoothen the keyframe. Take this up. I'm going to use the cubic ease to make it smoother. That's coming out. So here we have it. So I'm back. I'm going to drag it a little bit further so it becomes faster. And then I bring in another default text. This one I'm going to use it as my marker. So what I'm going to do is to clean this default text, then use space to give the same length. Okay, so I go down to background. So on background I'm going to click background, look for the color. I think red is better, dark red, and then I'm going to bring it up. It is too big, so I'm going to try to make it smaller, but that's not going to work very well here. So what I'll do is to form a compound clip of that letter, that default letter, and then I come to uniform scale. I turn it off so I can adjust the length and the height. So I'm going to make it very small so it can fit in that bold letter there. So trying to test the width. I think it's okay now. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go to blend, click on that default there, look for multiply, so that makes it the letter under to be visible. So that's what I'm going to do. The next thing is come to mask. I want to mask it so that it can look at what I'm doing. Split mask. Take your cursor up, make it to 90 degrees, then put it down to the left hand side until I'm not seeing anything. Then remember, I want to start from the beginning, so I'm going to adjust this, adjust my pool until it comes to the beginning. So back to mask, and then I'm going to go to the mask keyframe, mask setting, pin it there, drag it up to some point, then go back to my screen and cover it like this. So that makes it create another keyframe there. So now look at it, it's now shading it. So this is what I wanted. So once again, it's getting closer to what we are looking for. So I'm going to click on alternate key again to be able to smoothen my keyframe. So I'm going to still use cubic ease. You can use any other one. You can test any all the one and see what the ones you can use, but I prefer that. So now that's where we are on this edit. So it looks like exactly what we have, but something is still missing. If you check the beginning of this when we're looking, you see that the beginning, as it is just coming in, it looks blur a little bit, and then before it clears. So I'm going to try to bring that effect, that blur effect, and I'm going to put it just above the first. I'm going to put it just on top of that compound clip on my left hand side, so you could see that it's already giving that blur. I'm going to make it to be just very short so that immediately it goes off before it comes down. So I'm going to try to tinker with the blur length or the intensity, so whatever suits me, I'm going to leave it like that. So I think by this